Hi everyone, I've just done two major upgrades to my HiFi system, one of which is an absolute game changer. So I'm going to show you them here today. Now I'm going to try and stick to fairly plain English, non-technical reviews here. These items that I'm about to show you, there are loads of videos on YouTube that go into all the technical specifications. Believe me, I've watched them all over the last few weeks. But I'm going to try and offer something a little bit different here and go from my heart rather than from the techie brain. So what did I have? Well, I had Monitor Audio Bronze 50 speakers, which I really liked. I'd had them about 3 years and there's great clarity to them. They really do sound good, but there was something about them that just wasn't exciting me like I thought that speakers should. And the main thing that actually got me starting thinking about new speakers was the blooming Beatles' new Red album, A Hard Day's Night, and those infernal bongos, which I could hear really clearly through my Grado headphones, but I couldn't really hear so well through the speakers. Now, I know you're always going to pick up a bit more of the detail through good quality headphones, but I felt that there was a bit too much of a mismatch there. So I started thinking about, well, is it time to upgrade my speakers? And as I say, I really like the Monitor Audio Bronze 50s that I had, so I didn't want to veer too much away from them. I just wanted something a bit more. So they do 50 and 100 ranges in their bronze, silver and gold range. The hundreds are basically bigger speakers. They've got bigger components, they've got bigger speaker cones inside. So they can produce a fuller sound. So I wanted to go from the bronze 50s to the hundreds to get the bigger size, and I wanted to go from bronze to silver because silver just basically uses better components than the bronze. The better quality, even the outside of them, the casing, it's proper wood rather than just a sort of wood effect. I knew I could get them from Richer Sounds, I knew I could get them from various places, but I did a Google search of hi-fi shops in my area, and I was very surprised to find one very local to me. Yorkshire AV, which is just down the road, just off the M62, just a few minutes drive from my house. I hadn't heard of them before, so I got in touch and asked if they did the Monitor Audio. They do. They had some silver 100s in stock, and they arranged for me to come and have a listen in their fantastic test room. So during the Christmas holidays, on the day that happened to be my birthday, I spent my birthday at Yorkshire AV in their listening room, just getting blown away by these speakers. I took some of my own records with me and CDs so that I could play a range of music. I wanted to listen to some jazz, so I took Dave Brubeck Time Out with me, a great pressing here. I wanted to see how it would handle jazz and the sort of looseness of the playing, the ambience of the room that the music was recorded in originally. And yeah, sounded absolutely superb. But how would it handle something a bit tighter, a bit rockier? So I also took Red Hot Chili Peppers' Blood Sugar Sex Magic with me. And again, they just handled that with absolute ease. So I was really happy with various ranges of music that I'd also played digitally in their demo room, all sorts of different styles. And it just seemed to handle everything. So I settled on the Silver 100s, which I've now got in my room, and I'm really, really happy with these. It is a big step up from the bronze 50s. You can tell I have spent many hundreds of hours in music rehearsal studios over the years playing live music, and these now are a lot closer to the sound that I feel I hear in a rehearsal studio. It feels live, it feels alive. So I'm just getting a bigger sound from these, a more live sound, a more natural sound than the bronze 50s, which could deliver partly, but not as much as these. I was a bit worried about whether they're going to be too big for this room. They fit nicely on the stands that I already had, so I didn't need new stands. And to be honest, yeah, they look a bit bigger. It was a bit off-putting for a day, but now they just feel part of the room, and I don't think that they feel too big for this room, but they would certainly handle something a lot bigger than this. One of the big questions with these speakers is, grill on or grill off? Well, I've got them on at the moment. I'm not saying I'm definitely going to keep them that way, but I do like them with the grill off as well. I think they look pretty cool like that. These are magnetic, so I can just go like that and they snap straight into the right place. What do you think? Grill on or grill off? While I was testing these speakers at Yorkshire AV, the owner Lee said to me a sentence that has just changed everything. He said, "Have you ever thought about incorporating a subwoofer into your system?" Well, to be honest, I had thought about it. Certainly a year or two back when I moved to this house, I was thinking about it, but I'd always backed away from it because I always had this feeling that, subwoofers are for in the boot of a Boy Racer's VW Polo, or they're for massive home theatre systems where you want to hear explosions and bangs. I didn't really associate them too much with a music hi-fi system. So I said, yeah, I'm interested. Let me have a listen. So he hooked up a Rel T Zero Mark III subwoofer, which is... Rel are a fantastic brand. They're a very, very well regarded brand. And this is the smallest of their range. They do much bigger versions of this for bigger rooms and bigger systems. But the T Zero is designed for... This is essentially a spare bedroom that I'm in now. And so he set it up. We were in his big listening room. And so while you would want a bigger sub in a room the size that I was in then, I could immediately tell that there was a difference. And it was just filling things out more. It wasn't just about massive, heavy, low bass. It was really about filling out the frequencies that naturally occur in, for example, in classical music in big halls. If you've got pipe organ music playing that's got really low frequencies in it. If you're playing something like dance music that's got a good bass beat, it will accentuate that, but it's not going to overpower the room. So I could tell that in his room, but he offered to lend me his demo version for a few days while they ordered one in for me, because I'd decided pretty much straight away, yeah, I'm going to go for this. So I demoed one at home, set it up in this room, and it's just incredible, the difference that it makes. I've got a list of a few songs that I've found work really, really well. And like I say, it's not just for crunching, thumping, heavy dance music type bass. These are just regular songs. The Man in the Long Black Coat by Bob Dylan, for example, from his Oh Mercy album, sounds incredible with a subwoofer added. Now, I'm lucky that I live in a detached house, and also that the doors in this house seem to do a fantastic job of isolating sound. So if I'm on one side of the house with doors shut, and for example, my wife's over the other side of the house with doors shut, she's not going to hear this, even if I've got it cranked up quite loud. Now, I realise not everybody's in that lucky position, but it means that even when I'm not alone in the house, I can still crank this subwoofer up, and I've not had any complaints yet. So I said I'm going to try and be plain English speaking here, and I'll try and do that here while I just explain a little bit more about the subwoofer. So it covers those lowest frequency sounds. Down to around 20 hertz is about the lowest that the human ear can tell. Below that, though, I've got music that goes below that, and it's weird. You can't hear the music, but you can feel it. There's like a presence in the room. It's crazy, and then as it gets up to sort of 20 or more, you then start to hear those rumbles of bass. And you set the subwoofer up so that it covers the bass frequencies but doesn't really interfere with your main speakers. You don't want to hear the subwoofer. As weird as that might sound, you might be thinking, well, of course you want to hear it. What you want to hear is a sound that seems natural from your speakers. You want your brain to think that all that bass is just coming from your speakers and your main system. Now, I have the subwoofer down in the corner behind me, in the corner of a room. I don't want to hear it coming from there. There's basically one knob that you can move, and if you move it too much, you will start to actually hear that subwoofer, and you can hear it there, and it's doing too much. And that's, once you get to that point, you just back it off a little bit on the dial until you can no longer hear it specifically there next to you, and all of a sudden, again, it sounds like it's just coming naturally from your system. And the difference is incredible. As a result of having this set up, in the last few days, I have bought off eBay the Jurassic Park soundtrack CD, because the opening titles of that just sounds incredible through the room. So it's already cost me another couple of quid on eBay. You've got to be careful with subwoofers where you place them in the room. I've actually had the subwoofer placed in this room at the same volume as I've had it in other places, and I can hardly hear it. You move it around a little bit, even if you just move it sort of a few centimetres, and all of a sudden it just sounds completely different. I found in the corner behind me is the best place for that one. What I am now considering, I've been reading an awful lot of things in the last couple of weeks about the massive benefits of having two subwoofers. I haven't done it yet, but I am seriously considering it, about how that can open up that bass sound even more. Basically, if you have them in two places, if you have got certain frequencies that don't hit you so well in your listening position, then the other subwoofer can take care of those, and you get a much more rounded bass sound. Unless you have some giant floor standing speakers that have got subwoofers built in, the chances are that any hi-fi system can benefit massively from a subwoofer, and I finally realise that now, and I don't think I did before. So if you're looking for a hi-fi upgrade, the biggest bang for your buck, if you've already got a good system but no subwoofer, is probably to look into the possibility of doing that. There will be different ones available to suit your size of room and your system. And honestly, I'm not getting paid to do this, but I would say that the service that I got from Yorkshire AV was fantastic. I was able to just stay and play with their system as long as I wanted. I thought I'd been there forever. I think I'd been there about an hour and a half tinkering and playing. They said some people go and spend sort of 5 hours just playing different records and tweaking different parts of the system to see what they're like. And I was really impressed, and certainly if I'm looking at upgrades in future, I'm going to go back and have a speak with them. So I'm finding that I just want to go and listen to all my records again. I've heard them before, but I've not heard them through these Silver 100 speakers, and I've certainly not heard them with a subwoofer included. Just absolutely loving it at the moment, and I really would recommend that you at least try and get a demo of what it sounds like with a subwoofer included in the system. Use it sparingly, use it cautiously, get it set up right, and it will not be this horrendous boomy box in the corner of your room. It will just fill everything out and make such a wonderful difference. And I'm really happy. Have you got a subwoofer in your system? Have you got two? Well, let me know. Especially if you've got two, let me know how you think that works as stereo subwoofers. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back very soon. See you later. Bye.